and welcome to Chronicle Conversations by the Art Chronicle. It's a conversation between artists, photographers, designers, basically everything art. Today's Chronicle Conversation is a meeting of two radically different but deeply connected artists. Sana Dua, a painter of emotion and space, installation artist, and bold thinker. Bahar Anand, a self taught artist turning realism into quiet poetry, one brushstroke at a time. Together, they talk art, intention, experimentation, and everything in between. Welcome, both of you.
Hi, happy to be here.
Hi.
Thank you for having me.
So, we told the community that both of you are coming, and they gave us some questions that we have on chits over here. So, I'll pick it one by one, and both of you answer the questions. Cool?
Good. Okay.
Sure. So the first question is, if you had to swap art studios for a week, what rule would you leave behind?
I think mine would be no footwear in my studio because I consider that like a sacred
Sacred
space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think mine is a very messy space. So whenever someone enters, na, they tend to clean it up or something. So I would say don't touch anything. Jaisa ganda hai rehne do.
What's one color that shouldn't work in your palette but always ends up there?
It's red for me.
You don't want it there, but it always
Yeah.
comes up.
It's such a powerful color,
It
and
is. Hmm.
I always like sort of steer clear of it
Hmm.
because I use very neutral tones and more earthy colors.
Yeah.
But somehow I just end up
Using red.
using red one way or another.
Yeah, but
But-
I think my paintings involve all kind of colors. So
Hmm.
there's no color I avoid. I tend to involve every single color. It's like a very colorful painting in my eyes. So it should just involve all sorts of
So there's no color
colors
that
in my
you want
palette.
to avoid.
No, nothing.
What is your most irrational artist habit? Like redoing a painting because your plant died.
I get really irritated if I can't achieve like the vision I have in my mind, and sometimes I feel almost handicapped to achieve that vision because you think that like this is how it should be and it's going to look great this way, and then it sort of goes in a completely different direction. So I usually just take an entire bottle of paint and I just pour it on nearly done paintings, and then I just like leave it aside until I find inspiration to work on it again.
Okay.
Which is not the wisest thing to do. I should just turn the canvas and put it away.
Yeah.
But I just like throw paint on it to start from scratch.
I think mine
Yeah.
is that I'm very impatient when it comes to my artworks. So I tend to like take 100 breaks in between. So like I'll just prep up my mind and be like, yeah, painting karni hai, and then I'll paint one part of it and just take a break for 30 minutes. And it's always takes a whole day. Very rarely I'm on my pieces for like a whole good hours. So
Do
that's
you
kind of my
also,
habit.
if you work on two different paintings at the same time,
Yeah.
3, 2, whatever.
I do that.
You do that.
So if I'm very bored with one, I'll just pick another one.
Huh.
Because then I need to be excited for one piece. If I lose my excitement, I'll just go on another piece. I tend to work on multiple pieces at the same time.
I really avoid doing that.
You work on one.
I try to focus my energy on one artwork because I feel like for me it takes a while for conceptualizing the piece, and I put in a lot of thought behind every element or medium that I'm using. But there are times when I feel like I'm not able to do justice to my artwork, so then
Then you pour paint on it.
I don't do that now. It depends, like if it's for someone, then I can't afford to do that.
Yeah.
But I usually just leave it for a while and start something new, and then I always go back to it. Like I find my creative inspiration, if I want to call it, or I go back to that vision and I finish it.
Okay. What are the mediums that
Yeah.
both of you work with?
I mostly work with acrylics and soft pastels, but I also use oils sometimes, and I I've been working a lot with different materials to sort of include the element of sustainability and upcycling in my artworks,
Okay.
because I'm a big proponent of sustainable way of living. So I try to like have it in my studio space as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And mine are typically only oils. I hardly
you
work
work
with
with
acrylics.
oil.
I used to work with acrylics initially, but then I switched to oil, and I'm in love with that medium. So I
Wow.
always use oils in all my paintings. Yeah.
If you could only use materials found in your bag right now, what would your next artwork be? क्या हो रहा है बैग में?
मेरे बैग
Chai
में तो
patti.
मेरे बैग में तो लिपस्टिक मेरे पड़ी हुई है, कुछ भी हो सकता है इसका.
I carry lots of tea bags nowadays.
हाँ.
Because I go to random places and I just like my own tea and
हाँ.
stuff.
Very good
So
idea वैसे.
maybe
Really,
it'll be
because
something with
even I like tea really strong. और कहीं
Yeah.
पे भी जाओ
Yeah.
तो they put a lot of milk and all.
You
in
can
it.
always carry your tea. No one has anything, तो अपनी चाय बना लो.
हाँ, ये भी सही है.
Very good
Chocolate
idea.
tea bag डाल दो.
So right now I have like
मैं भी
6
रखूंगी आपसे.
tea bags. So I think my next artwork would have to be made out of tea bags. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll probably make a horse out of my lipstick. I don't know. Because
Yeah.
that's kind of my thing. So I paint horses. तो मैं lipstick से
हाँ.
horse बनाऊंगी.
ठीक है. Do you believe that art has to be beautiful to be powerful?
I mean, beautiful is very subjective.
Correct.
So I don't think what could be beautiful for her might not be beautiful
Yeah.
for me. So I don't think, I feel like the message should be powerful. Like I know so many artists who just make simple line sketches, but there's so much depth to the
Concept,
message or the
हाँ.
concept. So I don't think, and then there'd be someone who'd view it and be like, oh, what is that? Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just like one line. It makes no sense. So I
Right.
don't think you can define an artwork as a piece which is beautiful or not.
Correct.
It's very subjective.
Yeah.
I am like only into realistic artworks, so my perspective is a bit different because I visualize it in a different way. I like to see my paintings and I want to think that it's beautiful. So it's like because it's realistic, I want it to be pleasurable to every single person who sees it. So for me, it's like it should be beautiful, and then it depends how every single person analyzes it. For some people, it could be very powerful as well
yeah.
because they're just looking at it with a different perspective. So for some people, it's a completely different picture, but I make sure it's visually pleasing. So for me, it should be beautiful.
much as-
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay. What is the last thing that you created that surprised you? That you made that?
I'm working on something which which really surprised me because the
Yeah.
brief when I heard it was so absurd that for the first week I was like, I don't know what will I make with this brief. You know, it's so random and I just couldn't like grasp or wrap my head around it. And it's something to do with like discarded materials. So I could, I can't really disclose the brand and stuff, so I'm just being a little vague, but I'm really excited about that artwork now, and I've just completed it and handed it over like 2 days back. So that was really surprising, and I feel like for me, I usually get such weird briefs sometimes, like and then during the process I'm really unsure about what I'm making, but then when I finally see the final result and the client is very happy with it, is it's really like, I feel like it's true fulfillment for me. Yeah.
When can we see the work that you're talking about? Will it be released somewhere?
Yeah, it will be after the 18th of August.
It was back in 2022, and I was I had just started professionally work, like just started posting my work, and I was getting some orders and all that stuff. So I was working on this personal project, and I decided to paint like a scene from Switzerland.
Okay.
So it was I had to paint ice mountains. It was like a scene of Jungfrau. It's like the mountain in Switzerland. So I was painting mountains for the very first time, and they turned out to be so realistic. I was so shocked looking at my own piece because it ended up looking super realistic, and it's one of my favorite pieces now because it looks. I still feel like I can't paint that once again. It was so realistic to me, and it's hanging right next to my bed. and I showcase it every single, like every
Oh,
time
you
I get
never
a
gave it
chance.
away?
No, I
That's
never
what
gave
I
it
thought.
away.
I thought it was an
Yeah.
order or something that you
No, it was
got.
not an order. It was a
Achha.
personal project,
Oh,
but
yes.
I do get some inquiries about that painting, but I'm like, nahi de rahi.
ये वाला नहीं दे
ये
I
नहीं
feel
देना.
that way with like so many of my artworks. Every time someone is like, "Oh, we'd like to buy it," like there have been times where I've just said, "Not for sale" from an exhibition because I wanted to
You wanna,
keep it for
nahi, you
myself.
can't like
There are some that you
a
attached
lot
to
of
it.
yeah. I end up crying also once when I had to give my
Yeah.
painting. I literally cried a lot.
Yeah.
Just, people don't get it, but it was very it's very
It's
close
hard
to
to
your
part
heart.
ways
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
some stuff. Like, I mean, your work is, I feel like every work is so personal also. You pour your energy into
Yeah.
it, you put your concept, your creativity, and sometimes you just get so attached to certain artworks.
Yeah. The process like is like your child or something. You're like building it up from scratch, and then you see it, and then it goes away. So it's like it's not easy to part
Is
from
it
that
the same
painting.
feeling when you get custom orders?
Oh yeah,
Also?
100% with me. Yeah,
No, not from
but
me.
Because then
Mostly.
that's someone else's
It's for,
vision
and also like,
everything.
you know, when you work with clients, it's very different to when you're working on a
On your
series
own,
of your own, because when it's it's their vision, you know, or maybe it's
Hmm.
the interior designer's brief, or it's something that they saw somewhere, and so it's not like I feel like the creative room that you get is very restricted that in those kind of work. So
You're
I
attached
usually
less.
don't have
Yeah.
any attachment to those
Yeah.
pieces.
I end up getting attached to all of them. I don't know. Yeah, I spend like a month on every piece. So
Okay.
for me, it's like I can't help it.
Which is the biggest size that you worked on?
I worked on a 14 feet by 12 feet high
That's big.
artwork,
Oh, wow.
which is where took every ounce of my energy.
I'm sure.
Because it was the first time like I had to use a proper ladder and you know paint in such weird angles. It really took a toll on my health, my neck. I had sprained
yeah.
my neck by the end of it, and it's different when you're sort of seated and you know comfortably painting, but when you're on a ladder and then you just have to stand in one place with your supplies like hanging around you. So it was for a design store in Bangalore.
Okay.
This was a few years back, 3-4 years back. That was really intense. Yeah.
I think mine was a 6 feet painting, 6 by 4 feet.
Okay.
And that was like a big piece for the studio that I have. So it was covering up my whole cupboard. I had to like change the position of that art piece just so I can have access to my cupboard. So it was very difficult, but then I was painting Radha Krishan ji on it. So so it took me 3 months to paint on that. Yeah.
Was it an order that you?
It was an order. Yeah, it was my first international piece. So I was very excited for it. So I spent a lot of time with it. That's the piece that I cried about when it left.
Okay, let's move on to some personal questions. You've moved between economics and painting. How has that worked out for you?
Really good. I'm sitting here now.
But how was that? Like, what was the journey like from economics to painting?
It's a completely like contrast of what work I used to do when I studied economics, and I really never thought that I would professionally be an artist and you know go down this road, even though I always was very fond of painting, and you know I had been painting since I was a kid. I can't even compare, but I think the good part is that studying economics and working in that sort of sector of business, it really helped me gain so many management and business skills. And I think being an artist, you need to really be able to market yourself now, and also understand the business side of things. Like just being good at painting really doesn't get you far, because I know that there are so many talented artists, and like I come across so many artists who are so much, I feel like, who are so much better than me, and I just want to help them. Like so many times like I kind of help them strategize and have like a business plan in mind. So I feel like having that educational like degree and work ex in economics has really helped me in being an artist.
That is one of the
Yeah.
reasons that we started the Art Chronicle, because we feel
Yeah.
that there's so many
There's so many
artists who
Yeah, I
gaps.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
कि ठीक है, they'll make paintings, but then बेचना कहाँ है, किसको
Yeah,
बेचना है,
exactly.
how do you market yourself, how do you make a brand of yourself?
And Indian
Then
audience
zero
doesn't
clue.
even know.
Yeah.
Indian audience को ज़्यादा knowledge नहीं है
नहीं
कि
है.
कैसे लेते
हाँ.
हैं, कहाँ से and all.
Your work is rooted in realism and intricacy. What pulls you towards that kind of precision?
So, as Anna said, I was also always fond of painting, बचपन से ही.
Hmm.
So the thing is, I think it came from when I started drawing ना, तो it was always very precise. कि I have to draw exactly what I'm seeing, and it should be very intricate. And I think that's how it started to happen. I once painted back in 2012. I painted Ganesh ji, like not painted, but I drew Ganesh ji, and I was using these pens. So उसमें ना Ganesh ji की, like he had a lot of jewelry, and I had to paint that. I had to draw it, so I drew with the pen, and I realized that I'm working with a lot of intricacy. So
Yeah.
that's when I really fell in love with the concept of realism. So after that, I'm so drawn to it. When you see a photograph, you don't really see the details of it.
Yeah.
But when you see someone seeing your realistic artwork, na, then they'll start seeing every little detail also.
कि ये भी
Like,
बना
ये
है,
भी बना है, ये भी बना है.
हाँ.
So they see all these details, and I love to show these small details in every single piece. That's what makes the whole painting look so realistic.
Do you have any signature detail that you always put?
It's not a signature detail, but it's like every single, even a dot I'll make if it's needed, just to make that painting look absolutely, lifelike.
How long do you take to make, for example, a 2x3 figure?
Yeah, 2x3 depends what I'm painting, but
Right.
at least a month I take with every single piece.
Oh, okay.
Because one section also takes so long. I'm painting like such intricate details in it. It has to look realistic to me. If it doesn't, then I also just use a paint blob and paint over it. I will not be satisfied until I get that.
I think frustration really gets
It
to
really gets
artists.
you. Can't even sleep until you get that part right.
Yeah, it really
Hmm.
bothers
It really
you.
bothers. Like, ये कैसे नहीं कर पाई मैं?
ठीक है. Then did you realize that, okay, I have found my niche and this is the style of art that I work, or was it always fixed? Like you already knew, you started with that and that is the type of art that you've been doing.
I think for me, like, I would say I'm still sort of settling into my style of work. Because I keep looking at like different things, or I go to like a museum or an exhibition, and then I'm like, oh wow, even this looks cool.
Yeah.
Like I want to try it, or I learn about some other medium, and I'm like, oh my god, like how do I include this in my work, in my style? So I feel like I'm still sort of experimenting with a lot of different mediums and materials even to I don't think I can say that I always knew that I'm going to be using these things or this is going to be
Your style.
like my style. Yeah. So I feel like it kind of develops and it really changes over time as well. We see that with a lot of like modern like masters. They like some of, say for example, Raza's work. You can't someone who hasn't studied his early years work, you won't be able to tell that it's him.
Yeah.
So I feel like every artist's practice over time changes. They learn more, they experiment more, they create more. Then they sort of like know what works for them and what doesn't. And I feel like I'm too young to just stick to one thing and be like, okay, this is it.
I think a lot of artists are put on a hold because they're like, I can't find my style. And I don't know if this is
I
my
mean,
style.
I genuinely like feel that too, but I feel like the only way to get out of this inertia of being stuck is to just paint
Yeah.
and create. Even if it's bad for some people or in some terms, you never know who sort of likes your work. Like
Yeah.
I recently did a series of 5 works for like an India Art Fair like parallel exhibition this Feb. And it was very different work. It was inspired by like a personal incident in my past, but I made like a series out of it. And when I displayed, like, I had such mixed reactions. And honestly, nothing sold from that exhibition, and I got all the artworks back. And 2 weeks back, someone inquired and they wanted to see, so they inquired about one painting and they wanted to just see it, so they came all the way to my studio to see that one painting. They bought 4, all all 4 from that series, and now I only have one artwork left. So it's like you never know
You never
what
know.
sells. And did I invite them over? Like, it was very like they DM'd me, so it wasn't like it came through someone. It was very casual and a very sweet couple. They just came and they moved into a new house, and they were just like, okay, they sat with me for 2 hours contemplating which one to get, and then they just ended up buying all 4. So like these kind of things sort of really reassure you in your art journey as well, that you should just keep creating, even if it's something really whack, and in the moment you're feeling it, you should just make it. If nothing, you can just paint on top of it or throw some paint.
That's. I always knew my style is realism, but I mean, I'm not sticking to just one concept. Like for some people, I see, some people like to paint different, different subjects, and some people just like to stick to one subject. I'm that person. I would paint different subjects, but they all have to revolve around the concept of realism. But after some time, like I remember, I once painted a polo player on like who was in between that match, and that really got me. I feel like that's kind of my niche because I paint a lot of polo players. I have a whole collection of polo paintings, and I contact a lot of polo players. In fact, I just got a client also who's a polo player from California, and I was so excited to paint the painting. It was like, I think a 24 by 36 piece. So that's kind of like the piece that really excites me. I think that's kind of a niche, but it's still not like restricted. I would still paint landscapes, etc.
Okay.
So yeah, but I think polo is one thing that excites me a lot.
Have you seen each other's artworks?
Yeah,
Okay, and this is the first time that you're meeting.
yeah.
So, what is the first word or the first thing that you want to say to each other about each other's artwork?
Like what I feel about her
hers and
work.
what she feels about you.
I think what I really love is like the attention to detail in her work. It's very real. Very, very real. And I
That's
think
the
that's
goal.
what she's
That
going
is the
for.
goal.
So it
It's
comes
working.
across in her, and it comes across in her work.
Yeah.
But I think hers is very free-minded and very expressive. So it's like I don't think it's when you paint something, it's like you need to feel what you're painting,
Yeah.
and that's a really good. Just I think that's lovely, but because for me it's just so restricted, I have to make sure it looks pinpoint. So for me it's a little restricted that ways. But yours is a very expressive
Why I
part.
have a feeling that your work is very detail oriented and intricate
Yeah.
painting wise, but in life you are a little you go with the flow.
Yeah,
and
very.
free spirited.
Very go with the flow. I have no plans, and my parents were like, "You don't need to have plans." And I'm like, "No." So I feel like I'm a very, very free person that way. I don't really plan anything. I just go with the flow. Yeah, that's how I just entered this field also. Very with the flow.
Is it the opposite for you?
Yes.
I was thinking that वो एकदम personality में भी दिख रहा है that
हाँ.
your personality is you are
So
very
I think in our art like practices, we are finding what we really want to do.
yeah.
Or sort of the
Huh.
personality that like I'm not go with the flow. I like structure
In life.
in life. Yeah.
Yeah.
But your paintings are more
Very
of
I think
flowy.
my always like my idea behind all my paintings or my entire practice has been that I want it to be like a conversation between form and function. So it's about like striking a balance. Like it's not entirely free also, like there's always concepts, thoughts, some structure to it, but yeah, to like the naked eye or like a viewer it might seem like it's very like impressionist, abstract form, like yeah.
Since both of you have built your art from scratch, what is the one question that you want to ask each other?
I think I'd want to know like how do you, or say for example you're stuck at in a piece, or like you have an idea in your mind. So what sort of inspires you, or where do you find your inspiration when you have like a creative block?
So I have like gone through that. I think I go through this creative block once a month. very frequently, maybe like once a week or so, because I get very tired with all this detailed work. Now it gets really frustrating and exhausting. So I think the only inspiration that I get, I follow a lot of these artists who also have this who are also the painters, and I follow them on Instagram. So whenever I feel like I'm not feeling motivated, I go and look at their paintings and watch them paint. Or I will just go and through my own page and look at myself painting. And I really like the way I've made my page, so I get a lot of motivation from my own Instagram page. But my question is, I think it wasn't the same thing. My question was, if you get stuck in one piece, for example, you had thought about it that, okay, this is how it should come out at the end,
Yeah.
but then in the middle of it, you see that it's just not coming out right. So, apart from the paint that you throw on it, there's anything else that you do? Like, just to
Yeah,
find a solution?
obviously.
For
I
example, if it's a
mean-
client's order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I feel like if I have the liberty or flexibility of time, then I just leave it. I leave it for a bit, and I go back to like where I started, what was the brief, how I can like tailor make it to for say for the client, for them to adapt to this like new vision, because obviously like they are trusting you with something, and they don't know how it's going to look like. Plus, not everyone can creatively imagine, like if you
Exactly.
say, oh, it's going to be this color, this is how it's going to come out. Like it's hard for them to sort of visualize it. So I kind of just leave it for a bit. I go back, I revisit like the entire process, and
Yeah.
then somewhere or the other, I kind of
You
I find my way back
Yeah.
to it. And if it's like my own, if it's, some series I'm working on, or like a collection that I'm doing, or some idea that I had and I'm experimenting, then I sort of like go back to sketching.
Ah, that's
And
a good
I
way.
see how I can sort of improvise or improve or completely like change my vision and make it into something entirely new. So usually then you sort of get, and I also do a lot of research. So I
About?
mean, depending on what I'm working
Ah.
on.
The concept
Interesting.
and what's behind
Yeah.
it.
You should always look at it with the fresh eyes now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
You
I
get a lot
feel
of
like
solutions.
this research ka obsession stems from being a data analyst. So I just always like
Yeah,
end
that
up
is why you
reading,
have a structure.
and yeah, I mean I did study
Yeah.
economics, and I was an economist before,
Yeah.
so I do like data.
We're actually
Okay.
working on building a studio over here.
Yeah.
That we want to give away. It'll be like a space that we give to artists.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah,
This
Yeah.
studio?
इधर यहीं पे दूसरे
Oh, this is a very good studio.
हाँ, this is a different space. In another space in the same building, we are working on building a studio. What I was getting to was that we have one corner which will be called either the splash wall or something, in which we'll have a canvas roll, which will be for artists before they start painting, or if they're getting frustrated or
Oh,
something,
nice.
they can like throw paint, they can make something, they can write
That's
something.
fun.
That's something I think both of you will really enjoy.
I've never thrown paint, so I don't know
I've also
how
never
I'll-
thrown anything.
how
I
I'll
want
do
to
it.
do it.
It's so fun.
I'll still maybe
You
draw
would
something
know.
intricate on
Really
it.
stress relieving.
You will start correcting things.
I'll start painting something which has details.
हाँ. So Bahar, your art focuses mostly on
तभी मैं बुला रहा था इसी का.
focuses mostly on realism. So how do you even resonate with abstract art and other forms of art that there are? Do you understand them? Do you like them? Or what is your view on them?
I think when I look at abstract art, I'm so I've kind of built this trait whenever I see my own paintings, I have to find something, a meaning in them. Like, I just have to visualize if it's looking pretty or not. So my mind only focuses around that. So when I see abstract art, I kind of just look at the beauty, and I just want to look at it because I don't know if I can find meanings in it or anything of that sort, but I just like to see the visual aspect of it. And some paintings just really, like, the abstract art is really pretty. So even when I go on exhibitions, I tend to see a lot of abstract art because they're trending in India, and a lot of people love abstract. So I think I just look at them, and I don't really don't really find a meaning in it, but I just see the
So you
visual
don't
aspect
resonate
of
because
it.
you don't see subject in it, but
Yeah.
you like seeing the beauty of
I
paint.
like seeing the beauty of it. Yeah.
And how's it for you, vice versa, looking at super detail oriented paintings?
I mean, I'm like a true, I would say, like, I just appreciate good art. So
Doesn't matter
it doesn't
what.
matter what form, subject,
Hmm.
if it's like, even if, for example, like, I can never do pop art
Yeah.
because it's not me.
Hmm.
But that being said, it's not that I wouldn't go and appreciate like a really good piece of, say, pop art.
Sana, you describe your work as emotional and spatial. How do you translate such abstract ideas into material?
I feel like a lot of it is, it happens in the initial like conceptualization process, and I try to now use a lot of different mediums and materials to sort of bring the vision to life, but it really varies on what I'm making. Who is it for? Is it like an exhibition? Is it for a client? So it really varies with these things. But what I like to personally do is sort of plan in advance and know, at least in my head, that this is where I'm visually going and this is what I want to achieve. It mostly doesn't go as planned, and you start making something and you add your tweaks, or you see it differently when you're actually making it, or you get a new idea in the middle of the process. But I would say that it starts at the very beginning, say maybe like at a sketch
Okay.
phase.
Bahar, you told us that your studio wall is painted burgundy. So, what does that mean to you?
Can I say I just like that color a lot?
Yeah.
I just love that color a lot. I wear that color a lot, and it also like looks very pretty in my camera. So
Okay.
whenever I paint my process, so the wall is like decorated with a lot of paintings. So it's a nice pop of color, and I love the color. It's just a pretty color for me. I wear it in my nail polish also, so I love that color a lot.
Okay. ठीक है. So, Sana, you told us that you love the color butter yellow.
Yeah.
How does that resonate with you?
I feel like I said before also, I'm just really naturally drawn to, I think, earthy colors and muted tones. So now that it's like trending, I've been
Butter
trying
yellow
to
is
use.
quite in since
Yeah, I've been
last
trying to
year.
use a lot of
Yeah.
butter yellow in my
Even on
paintings.
paints, it's
Yeah.
quite
Yeah.
in summer color.
Yeah.
Even in like outfits and all, a lot
Yeah,
of
exactly.
outfits. A lot of designers have like started a line with butter yellow color. What is one non-artistic thing that's part of your ritual?
There's so many things, like I
Non-artistic.
always have music on.
But that's mostly all artists
Yeah.
listen to music when they're
Yeah,
painting.
mine is very weird.
What is it?
I watch people play horror games on
What?
YouTube.
What?
Yeah.
While painting.
Yeah, I love it.
One
How?
second. What horror?
I watch people paint horror. I watch people play horror games on YouTube.
What are
And
these
you
horror
paint
games?
these
Or I'll
intricate
watch- or
things
I'll-
at the same time.
Or I'll watch horror movies.
What?
Yeah.
How do you
these-
paint?
I don't know. It gives me
ध्यान
enough.
कैसे दोनों जगह पे
Yeah.
लगता है?
दोनों जगह हो जाता है. एक जगह पे my reference is there, my easel is here, and then there's my
Then there's
laptop.
horror movies.
There's horror movies playing there. I love it. It gives me a lot of thrill.
What is the horror
That's creepy.
game?
See, I am really like watching this guy. Is my favorite YouTuber, and his name is Fooster. And I watch him play these amazing games. I love the way he plays. I don't know. It's just a thing. I always do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's so fun.
I don't
You
think
should
I
try
can,
it,
like,
yeah.
I won't be able to. Like, I usually have like sitar music, like from
Huh.
Anushka Shankar playing like on repeat.
Different people.
Horror movies is too violent for my studio space. I wouldn't do
It's not
that.
violent, you know. It's,
Is it
it doesn't
soothing
have
for you?
khoon kharaba. It doesn't have all that khoon kharaba. It's just
Yeah,
it's just
it's
a
a
thrill
Horror
that you
तो है ही
have.
ना, डर तो
डर तो मतलब मेरे को पता नहीं बचपन से बहुत शौक है तभी
I
Very-
I like
I
horror
love horror,
and
yeah.
thriller and all of these
Yeah.
genres, but I don't watch it.
I
Yeah, but
watched
like I would watch it like in my bed
हाँ,
to
cozied
unwind.
up and
yeah, तो I want a nice setup. while
What
I
do you
paint.
watch
That's
otherwise?
cool.
Otherwise, I'm not really into movies or anything.
Only horror.
नहीं horror अकेले नहीं देखती ज़्यादा मतलब मेरे पास कुछ ज़्यादा है नहीं. I don't watch TV. I don't watch anything. Sometimes I'll watch some trending series या कुछ Netflix पे. But otherwise इंस्टा तो होता है यार मेरे पास. Instagram पे
पूरा
scroll
दिन
करते रहो, ये
निकल
निकल जाता है इसमें और अपना content आते पूरा दिन निकल जाता है. तो I hardly watch a lot of things.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Conjuring, I think, yeah. Conjuring 4 are you guys don't know
अच्छा,
how
हाँ.
excited I am.
I can't watch something and paint.
हाँ,
I mean, I
you'll
can
get
hear,
distracted.
but I can't like. I mean, I only have two eyes.
No, yeah, I get it, but it's like no, I take
It's
breaks
different,
also.
like
no,
if it's
usually.
like background noise. But even in background noise, I don't think
At
I
Max
can play a
मतलब
show.
podcast चल रहा हो तो मैं
Yeah.
सुन लूँगी हाँ.
Yeah,
I don't think I can. I don't think I've ever done that. It's
Ulta
always
when I-
like soothing music.
when I listen to music now while I paint, I get distracted. I get so many thoughts in my mind.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought anyway don't get thoughts while
I
painting.
get a lot
Thankfully.
of
हाँ, I get
thoughts.
blank.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Because
weird
you're
only.
focused
That's
You're
on-
not weird, it's different.
मेरे को thoughts भी आते हैं समझ नहीं आता.
No, that's normal. Like you
Maybe
you
that's
get
why
thoughts
ho-
in phases, but maybe you play the movies to distract yourself
Exactly,
from
that's
your
what I was
actual
own
mind.
thoughts.
Yeah.
This is a therapy session.
Maybe horror games are like therapy for me.
So what is the one element or what is the one thing that makes people look at your paintings and say, "Ki, okay, this is a Bahar painting or this is a Sana painting,"
My signature.
other than your signature?
Good answer actually.
Honestly, I don't know. Like I feel like a lot of it has to do with my palette also. I'm keeping it very consistent, so that sort of immediately gives way now.
Okay.
And I feel like a lot of my artwork also has blue color somehow. It ends up in a lot of, even though it's an earthy palette, somehow blue color
Blue
ends
and
up.
red.
Yeah, it ends up in my paintings, and then there's a lot of like very broad, bold strokes in most of them. So maybe that, I think, yeah.
I think for a long time I was thinking कि there was someone who had told me that you have to make same subject so that it could get attached to your name, so that they should know that when they see this painting it's your painting. And I'm thinking कि I'm painting so many subjects, it just revolves around one concept. कि they have to be realistic, right? But then I'm painting so many subjects, I can't stick to just one painting, one subject. So then I remember going to this, I had participated in one exhibition, and one of the chief guests had seen my paintings, and we had exchanged a few words. And then the next time when I had my second exhibition, the same person, he didn't know that I was there, but when he looked at my paintings, he knew that it's mine.
Okay.
So that's when I felt ki, okay, something is happening.
People are
People are recognizing my work. I don't know how they see it, but it's just the way the people are looking at it. Maybe something clicks. That's why they know that it's my paintings.
Sana, someone once told you that it's like you painted the inside of a thought I've never said out loud. What did that moment feel like?
I really didn't know what to say because it just felt like it's such a deep and personal thing to experience while looking at a painting. You know, some like this one time I also felt that way, but that painting was in a museum, so can't compare. But I think it was a very, again, like I feel like these kind of things really reassure you that you're doing something right.
Yeah.
If people can resonate with your work and they're appreciating it in their own way, everyone's interpretation is different, so it's a very fulfilling feeling, and I really just feel very grateful that I'm able to create such artworks
Yeah.
that people are able to just appreciate them and connect to them.
And Bahar, one of your collectors told you that your art was traveling the world for you. What did that moment make you feel?
So this is back in 2023, and I was in touch with my collector, basically my client who had ordered a customized painting, and we were discussing what to do next, how to go about with this piece. And then I told him, like we were just chatting, and I told him how it's not as pleasing as it looks. Sometimes you get a little mentally exhausted while sitting in the same space for hours or for days even, because you're not really moving out of this, your studio. And sometimes you feel like I had these thoughts of FOMO. Basically, I felt I'm missing out on so much. My friends are traveling, everyone's going around somewhere. Then I told my client randomly that it's not as pleasing. I do sometimes feel a little FOMO that I'm not the one who's experiencing or exploring the
Yeah.
world. And then he gave me a totally different perspective, and he said that it's not you who's traveling, but it's your paintings traveling on behalf of you.
Yeah.
So I now look at it with such a different perspective. I feel like, yeah, I mean, of course, my paintings carry a small piece of me, right? So if they're traveling the world, then that's technically sort of like me also going there. So
It's a beautiful thought.
I look at it with a very different perspective now. I feel very good about it.
There are some set ways that we have as artists that these are things that we've learned and this is how we have been working. So is there anything that you had to unlearn, or do you think that there's something that you need to unlearn and then do it in a different way again?
Yeah, I think I'm unlearning like everything to find my own like creative practice. But I feel like in terms of art, theories or like the subject, I feel like I'm I don't know what to describe it as, but basically the notion of certain objects representing certain things is what I'm trying to challenge with a lot of my works. And like for example a window, like the past works that I did, like a few of them were basically challenging what a window really is, and not just like the traditional like structure that we are that's what comes to your head the moment you hear the word. So I don't know if it's like unlearning things, but it's more like challenging your everyday life or objects for me.
I tend to get very exhausted while painting my pieces. Like I start my painting with so much of passion. Everything has to be on point. By the time I come to the end of it, I am in a lot of rush. So I'm like, just फटाफट से इनको खत्म करो, and then end of the like all my paintings at the end. Sometimes I miss out on so many details. So I'm trying to unlearn that habit. I need to put as much like my 100% even at the end of my paintings, because at the end they're just like make some scribbles and just like ho gaya because I get very excited to see the end result. I'm like, I have to finish and see how it comes out to be, but then I have to unlearn that habit and give it time.
With patience.
A little patience.
Okay. Is there any specific feeling that you want people to get when they walk away from your painting or when they're looking at it?
No, I think it's very subjective again. Like everyone's perceives and receives your artwork in a very different way. Like so, even in my own house, like something my dad might really love, my mom is like, what is that? So I don't think you can dictate how a person feels or what they will carry from your artwork. But yeah, like I feel like as long as they can resonate and appreciate the work or connect with it in their own way, it's a good feeling.
For me, it's like they should be able to, like, it could sound a bit filthy, but they should be able to feel that they're in this place, and that happens.
That they're
That
there.
happens. That it,
Yeah,
it
that
makes
is
them
so real.
Yeah, it makes them feel like they're seeing. They're in that place basically, because I paint a lot of landscapes also. So there's one Switzerland painting. There's a painting of Kyoto, a street of Kyoto, and then when people see it, they're like, they're looking at the details with so much concentration that they feel like they're also in that space. So I love the fact that they feel that they're also traveling my paintings or whatever. So yeah, I love that.
Sana, you once painted from an old photo of your mother and you. How did that come into being?
I actually wanted to make something that she held very close for Mother's Day.
Okay.
And it was like a photo of us from, I think, one of maybe it's my first holidays with my parents, and I was that young.
Okay.
So she's just like carrying me and looking at on the beach, just like facing the water. So that was the painting.
Do you generally paint humans?
No.
So,
I avoid doing that, but I still end up making like a few portraits here and there, but never for a client. Yeah, it's always very personal.
Okay. What are you researching on right now if it doesn't, even if it's not showing in your work right now?
An idea for my next like series of works, and I feel like it's very scattered. Like I'm thinking about 2-3 different things and finding a way to sort of align all of them together. So researching hard on
Is there
them.
any specific topic that you're working on?
I have 2 in mind. Yeah.
Do you not want to reveal it?
No, because I don't know, if
Which
I'm
one
gonna
or-
do that also, and maybe I just end up with an entirely new one.
Okay. Bahar, you told us that your own content lifts you up on days that you're feeling low.
I love that. I'm going to try that.
Try it.
I'm going to
It's really
rewatch
fun.
my old stuff
It's
when
a lot
I'm
of
feeling
fun.
very uninspired.
Yeah.
What do you
Maybe
see
if
when
I-
you look at your own work?
I think, because see, I put a lot of effort when I make my content. So it's like I have to plan a lot of things and I make it with a lot of passion. So if someone also asked me, now, what would you have done if you were not a painter? What I said I would be a content creator maybe. But that also something about on something that I would love to do. So I paint with I make content with so much passion that it I think reflects at the end when I make that video. When I post it and when it gets good engagement, that's a plus point. Then I just keep scrolling and I think I'm the one person who
You're
increases
driving
my
your
own
own
views.
engagement.
So and not only that, I see it from my personal page also. So I stalk
Acha.
myself also to see how it's appearing. Really obsessed.
Has anyone told you that you reflect an image of Geet from Jab We Met?
No.
Not
I mean,
yet.
yeah. Someone
कैसे
has
हो
said to
सकता है
me.
किसी?
Someone has said to me. Yes, I remember. Someone has said to me that. Someone said कि आप नूरा फतेही लगते हो. कोई कुछ मुझे कुछ भी बोलते रहते हैं. कोई कहते हैं आप अंबानी की छोटे बेटे की बीवी भी लगते हो. क्या? तो मुझे ये बोल चुका है. मुझे नहीं पता. मुझे नहीं जानना. I don't know.
ठीक है. You've openly talked about moments of zero earnings and burnout and self-doubt. What makes you stay consistent even after all that?
So, I mean, since I'm doing it professionally now, I'm also like, it's like a business which is, it's very personal to me. So, I want to be able to sustain myself with my work. And initially it was very difficult, but once it's still not difficult. It is still very difficult, and not every month is gonna be the best month. Every month,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think for all of us, it's
Yeah.
true.
Because it's like a graph. It'll go up. If it goes up, it'll go up. But once it goes down, it'll literally like go into the ground. There. So I think I'm very used to the fact that it's not going to be consistent, and a lot of people think. Even on my Instagram, people come how to make a stable earning out of it. It's not going to be like it can't happen.
There's no right answer.
There's
to
no
that.
right answer to it. You can't be making a stable earning out of your work unless and until you're also making at least a few income streams from your work. That's a different subject. But if you're like relying on just on it to like fulfill you and sustain you, it's not possible. And I think after some time, maybe yes, my goal is that for sure. But there was a year, I think 2024 was the year when I was not making a lot of money from my art, and 2023 was the year when I was making a lot. Like I was in my eyes, it was a lot. So that downfall really like it pushes you. I mean, it kind of throws you down, and it's just that you still have to keep up with it. And I think I'm so in love with my work that I keep coming back to it no matter what. And it always used to come back to me even when I was trying to get away from it. I drifted away to music once.
Do you sing?
Yeah, I sing. So I sing and I have my own music page also.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that I don't
You
stop.
don't make
I don't
content
stop
for
it.
that.
I don't make content for it anymore. I used to sing for a whole 2022 was the year I was dedicating to music, and I thought I'll just go into music and I'll not be making art. But then I got my very first client from my music page, which was completely different. So I feel like it kind of just it attracted me at the end. It always gets back to me. So that's the motivation itself, and plus people and clients, they're really nice people. Instagram is a really good community, and they really push you. मैंने make something शायरी तो नहीं बोलते मैंने. Sorry. यार मेरे को बताओ तो. I have like Instagram communities like the community on Instagram, they're like really good. You have a very good community, and Instagram can be full of people who really push you. So I think I talk a lot over there. I interact with a lot of people, and they really appreciate my work, and that keeps pushing me. So there's a lot of factors. Yeah, one is just me trying to love my work every single day, and then people just come and appreciate my work. So that really helps me.
Okay.
Yeah.
When both of you sold your first ever painting, how much was the paycheck for the first painting that you sold?
Like, so the first, I consider that as my first sale because it was a very random, like it was a proper client. Before that, I've had people like my friends or like my parents' friends or just people who know that I paint, they've ordered and they've commissioned work. But it was something which the first time I felt reassured about my work was when someone unknown came to me and they bought, like, without, negotiating or saying like, oh, can you do it this way, that way. It was just like this painting that I had done, and they liked it and they said, how much is it for? And that second only they just paid and bought it. So from the first painting I sold was 50,000. And it was a massive
Great.
it
First
was a-
painting nahi
50.
but it was a massive painting. It was a 6 by 6 feet painting, and it was
Ah.
very intricate.
Okay.
So I honestly like sort of increased the price also, because I like, I knew that I'm really new, and it's like, why would someone pay that much for my artwork, and all these things were in my head.
But
But
you just wanted to try.
I
and
was
so-
like, I've put in so many months of work in this. It was one of my most intricate paintings.
yeah.
It was a really like good concept. I had worked on it for like 6 months. So I was like, I want to like not sell myself short.
Yeah.
So worst case, it's fine. It'll go back in the storage.
But that's
But-
that's
and
great.
that's
because
how
So good
it
of a
just-
shot, honestly.
no artist knows how to
50,000.
value
Yeah.
put value on their
I mean, I
paintings.
feel like you have to like, not initially, but I feel like now I've also stopped taking on clients who
same.
want to just like, you say, oh, for example, if I say, okay, this is for 50,000, and they're just like, ye 20 mein kar do, and I'm
Haan.
like,
Nahin, nahin.
I'm sorry,
They're
please
like-
find someone else.
Yeah,
It's my work, it's my creativity, and it's a lot of effort. Like for you, it might look like it's colors on a canvas, or oh, it's like one subject, but
or a decor
a
piece
lot
for
of it
them.
goes into it. So
Yeah.
I don't, if you can't see it, I don't want to sit here and explain
Hmm.
why it's for a certain amount of money. Like, people go and they shop for other things because they think, oh, it has, for example, it's an outfit, oh, there's a lot of embroidery, but it's the name, right, that they
Yeah.
buy it
Yeah,
for.
the
The
brand they
same
buy it
for.
embroidery you can
Exactly.
get from like a smaller
Exactly,
place. So I
yeah.
feel like eventually you also need to not keep selling yourself short. But yeah, that was my first ever sale.
Yours?
My first ever sale was not 50 at all. It was 9,000 rupees. And I sold it very accidentally, actually. I was not planning to get into this field also. So that was my like calling, I feel. That's when I sold it, I was very happy. I was like, this could be something. So yeah, I that was my first ever piece. And after that, even I have stopped taking up any
Yeah, I feel like you have to draw the
leads.
line
Yeah,
sometimes,
yeah.
stop taking up those kind of leads because
Yeah.
I negotiate like it's a vegetable or something.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
नहीं, आप कम में दे दो.
Yeah, exactly.
Discount or
No, that's not
A
happening
lot
now.
of the times.
So, but yeah, I've been lucky to have people though, like majority of people who, when I say a price, they'll be like, okay. Very blessed people negotiate. But then again, this comes back to the fact that Indian audience also doesn't have an idea about the pricing. So they will tend to negotiate a bit.
They look at it as decor pieces.
Yeah, they will negotiate. They
तो वो
will
वैसे ही
try
देख-
to look for a lower piece. But then, of course,
Yeah.
it's all about branding at the end. It's like
हाँ.
how you brand yourself.
Are there any funny client experiences that you?
So many.
A lot.
What do
A
you feel
lot.
about? Can tell me.
You
any
go
of them.
first.
I have so many of like
Choose your
funny
best.
experiences. I don't want to stop getting clients.
You
by
won't.
saying these.
Your
Yeah,
client is
also
not
I'm trying
watching
to
this.
frame it in a way which looks good also. Okay, it's not like I'm bitching for you.
No, I mean, I
हाँ,
feel
जो
like
real
so
है
many
वो-
times they, like you get a client and sometimes it's just like, I feel like it's like their energy doesn't align with you. And then they have like this entire like, they'll give you a different brief, then when you work according to that, and then you do something, they'll be like, oh, now my Vastu has said no to this. And I'm like,
Vastu is
I've
a
made
big
the whole
problem.
painting.
Yeah.
That's what no,
Like,
no.
are you crazy? How, like, I had this one client, it was two bulls ka painting, and so it wasn't like made for her. It was something that I created, and she
Yeah.
bought it. She took the painting, she sent me the money, everything, and 2 days later she sent the painting back, and then her driver was like, can you give the money back because ma'am wants changes done. I'm like, okay, then tell the ma'am to speak to me.
Yeah.
Why will I, like, it's not
Yeah.
exchange and refund, what are you
Exactly.
doing? And then she's like, oh, the base is black, and I want it to be blue. And I'm like, that means that I have to redo the painting. So you
Yeah.
can commission it, because how do I change the base?
It's so scary. Yeah.
Like, I have 1,000 things happening on top of it. What do
Exactly.
you mean? And then she's like, okay, like you make another one, this, that. And I'm like, okay, but then, commissioning And then she's like, I want to change the size. She wanted to be bigger, this, that. I was like, okay, well, commissioning will charge you a little more. No, I want it done in this amount. And I want it done on this piece. I was like, what?
How did you manage that?
Yeah, man.
I had to convince her after a point, and then I changed a little bit whatever I could do
On the same piece.
on the same piece, because I was like, I'm not making a new one
Uh-huh.
for you. Because I know she would have
Exactly.
found like 1,000
Usme bhi
things in
wo-
that one
हाँ,
also.
There
So I
are
was
some
like,
clients who are.
I was like, bye.
Hmm.
Just take this one.
That stressed me out also, and I was
So
that's
many
so
of these
stressful.
kind of things happen, like, you know, even with sometimes like interiors, I've had such really off experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they send you a reference and they're like, okay, we want things on this line, but you have your own creative freedom. And then when you do have your creative
They don't
freedom,
give it
like,
to you.
and then you like, you know, tweak it, then like, this is not what we had said. But you are trusting an artist now, so then like at least allow that much space
Yeah,
for them
exactly.
to showcase their style. Like
Right.
nobody wants to just copy
Yeah.
other people's work, or like, you know, you went to some exhibition or a museum somewhere and then that painting was worth crores and then they want it done in their
Yeah,
house.
exactly.
Like it can't happen.
Do you copy other people, like very like big artists who have a
No,
name?
never.
The people sometimes send you their references and
Yeah,
like you
they
paint
do.
this only.
And
No?
I'm like, I'm sorry, like I can't
Can't do
it.
that.
Yeah.
You make a unique piece. You can have copyright issues.
Yeah,
I was very lucky because I got one client and she wanted
wanted
me to copy a painting, not by a very famous artist, someone else.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can't copy.
Yeah.
It was similar to my style, so I
Yeah.
said I'll take inspiration from it and
Exactly.
make it in a
yeah,
similar
exactly.
manner
Like I
for
feel like
you.
you can totally
Yeah.
be inspired.
Luckily,
and
she was like, okay, make it
so
your
on.
way. I
Yeah.
made it, she took it.
And you're good
But
at
there are
this.
like, there's no dearth of such people who want like all these like masters and so on, and then they bring those as references. But I feel like you can't use that as a reference point,
Huh.
because they have
Either
they
buy
come
it
with
or
that
get a print of
expectation,
it.
and then
Hmm.
they don't really allow you that creative freedom.
I think I have one very funny one, and although I've been very lucky with in this thing, because a lot of my clients are like, please, if it's going to be difficult for you, don't do it. It's fine. Because if I started a piece and if I'm working on it and if I have to make a little change now, so they'll be like, if it's a lot of problem, let it be. I'm good
That's
with
so
this
nice.
only. I'm good with this piece. And this has happened a lot of times. Such I'm very lucky with that. But then the most funny part has happened only once, when one client got a little clingy, maybe I would say,
How?
because then they're like, ki, well, I'm not in touch with that client anymore. But then once they commissioned me a piece and they were like, most of the time I send my paintings personally myself. Either I'm delivering them myself to people in Delhi, or I'm sending them, of course, through services. But I choose whom to go to, right? So this client of mine was adamant on meeting, and I had already gotten some red flags. So I was
Oh.
just very adamant that I'm not going to meet. Somebody will come from my team. I will just say that. Although I don't
Yeah.
have a team, but that's me only. But I have to say that. So I told them that somebody will come and give you that painting. But he was like, that person was so adamant on meeting, and they got a little rude also by the end of it, and I did not like that, because they tend to get a little over friendly also, which is not, it's not gonna happen. So yeah, I create that boundary, of course, but
You
apart
did
from
not
that,
meet at the end.
I did not meet it.
Okay.
In fact, he then told me that I mean, don't want that piece anymore. I'm like, fine, don't take it. It's fine. I'll give you the refund. Take it. Take your money. I don't want to be with this painting. And then I kept it myself. But apart from
Oh
that,
really? He
You
actually
didn't?
did?
अच्छा नहीं लिया फिर?
no, because then he was so
Whoa,
high. That person was very adamant on meeting. I was like, I'm not feeling.
Maybe he was commissioning the work to get to meet you.
Yeah, I felt that. Once he called me for a meeting. So he called me for this meeting to look at this artwork at this exhibition, basically. I was like, I want you to create a similar artwork. So I went there, and I went with someone and that person showed me, this is the artwork that I want you to take inspiration from. I was and then he showed it to me on WhatsApp. When we went there, that artwork was not present there. Then he's like, it maybe got transported to some other exhibition, some other museum, whatever. And then we went to another exhibition like a month later, and then he showed me completely different artwork. This is what I want you to paint. And then I got the red flags. And then like, coffee, you want to have coffee? And I was like, no. Then I, of course, you get to know. I took my mail, like male best friend along with me. So yeah, that was the only
Okay.
time. Otherwise,
Hmm.
all are very good apart from that.
So before we end this, I want to ask you what you feel about the Art Chronicle. As you already know, it's a community and platform that we've built to help and support artists through various means that we have to marketing, building them as a brand, selling their work. What do you think of this thing that we started? And yeah.
I think it's a great initiative, and it really fills a lot of the gaps in an artist's journey from their inception to them becoming
Hmm.
famous or being a brand or marketing themselves. And like we discussed earlier, a lot of artists don't have the means or
Yeah.
just like the mindset that this is also a business, and it's a business of putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like, you're also selling a product of your vision. So I feel like everything that you're doing, and bringing on board, like connecting with artists, providing them these kind of services, and
Yeah.
like we discussed that you're
Yeah.
also looking to open
A studio,
spaces
yeah.
and a studio, and offering it to client, the artists to have a space, their own like space to create. So I think, I really think it's something beautiful that you're building,
Thank you.
and I'm very happy to be here and associated with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think I agree with Sana firstly, and secondly, I'm very happy that we're finally in a space where this has been given a lot of limelight that it deserved. Because in the earlier times, I think it's now gotten that basically it's gotten the attention that it needed. A lot of people still don't know. Like a lot of as really talented people who I've
Yeah.
seen, they don't know where to go. They don't know how to start. Some people
Yeah.
are don't like. Some people are not also fond of social media. They can't be like pushing themselves to post content. Although
Correct.
I feel like it's a really good tool to have.
Hmm.
It's a very powerful tool to have, but people don't have any idea how to go, where to go, how to price their pieces,
Yeah.
and the knowledge is not here. And people who claim to be like I don't know, art. There was this person who was supposed to have this art workshop or whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to name that person, but they were supposed to tell the people, the growing artists, how to build your business, and they gave you very bad advice that you only become famous as an artist either after you make a controversy
What?
or after you die. And I was like, that's
Never
not
say
that
that.
doesn't happen. Please don't give that advice
Yeah.
to people who are wanting to get into this field. They want some motivation after that advice. I was like, people will stop it, they're not going to go.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy that this platform you have started. It's a great initiative, and yeah, I think now people will get the help that they need as artists. For
Thank
sure.
you. Thank you so much. I'm really happy that both of you came out. Before we end this, we'll give you a sheet, an origami sheet, and we
Yeah.
want you to give us a souvenir, which is either going to be something that you write or you draw or whatever you feel like doing.
Okay. You should make a horse
I was just going to say that.
with your lipstick.
No, not with my lipstick.
Is green cool with what?
It's
Yeah.
fine. It's
Okay.
fine.
So,
Thank you.
and these are your
Right.
sketchbooks that you can choose from. We have other colors if you want. in
Yeah, I
case.
think green pay was bad as with the good as nice.
This is what Diksha gave us. That is so cute.
It's not.
It's nice.
so
It's cute.
nice.
Can you write your name
sure.
or sign or something? This is really cute, guys. So Sana has written, "What if the sun was a square?" And you can see us. Can you see it?
I'm trying to challenge the sun now.
Wow, yeah.
And Bahar has made a horse for us.
This is not a really nice horse.
It's nice. It's nice. Thank you so much, guys. This is
Thank
lovely.
you for having us.
It was really
I
lovely
love
having
this.
both of you
Yeah.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you.